First, the post-mortem examination for 3 persons who were found dead in a minibus along the Mabura Trail indicates carbon monoxide poisoning. Stay tuned for more details. Next, President Ali has announced plans to develop 15,000 house lots in Region 3 by 2025, with an additional 20,000 house lots in Wales. We'll delve into the details of this transformative plan. Then, police arrested 30-year-old Neldon Niblet, suspected of murdering his reputed wife, Anurada Khatun. Niblet, now in custody, awaits charges. More on this developing story coming up. Also, the health minister has announced that pharmacies selling antibiotics without prescriptions might face shutdowns. Learn more about the new medicine regulations bill and its implications. And finally, a contingent of Kenyan police is departing for a controversial mission in Haiti to combat criminal gangs. This marks the first group of what is expected to be a 1,000-strong force. Stay tuned for these stories and more coming up on tonight's broadcast. Welcome to this broadcast of Channel 2's Headline News Update for June 25th, 2024. I am Baby Bacchus. Thank you for joining us. First up, President Ali has announced ambitious plans to develop 15,000 house lots in Region 3, Essequibo Island, West Demerara, by 2025, citing rapid modernization and development in that area. Speaking at State House to residents of Lenora and neighboring communities, President Ali also pledged an additional 20,000 house lots by opening lands in Wales on the West Bank. The president highlighted plans for a modern power plant, industrial facilities, manufacturing plants, a new highway, and substantial private investments in ports totaling over $700 million. He underscored government's investments, including Schooner to Crane Highway, Vreeden Hoop Shore Base Incorporated Veshi, Ghana's Forest Artificial Island, and the new Demerara Crossing. The government has made significant investments in community roads and billions in schools. During the engagement, President Ali and government ministers personally addressed the residents' concerns, promising swift resolution within 2 weeks where possible to improve citizens' well-being. On a different note, we now bring you an update on the 3 individuals whose lifeless bodies were found in a minibus on the Mabura Trail. Dale Jarvis has more details.
The post-mortem examinations for Leon Achi, Vincent Fassett, and Riva Bovell, who were found dead in a minibus along the Mabura Trail, have been conducted by government pathologist Dr. Nihal Singh. The results indicate that the cause of death was carbon monoxide poisoning, pending confirmation through further analysis of blood and stomach contents. The 3 were discovered on Sunday morning in a minibus BAC 7350 stuck in a pothole on the Mabura Trail at 28 miles. When authorities arrived on the scene, the vehicle's engine was running and all the windows were locked. Authorities suspect that the victims spent the night in the vehicle. Commander of Regional Division 10, Superintendent Guy Nurse, led the police team that found the bodies. Initial examinations showed no signs of violence and foul play is not suspected at this time. The bodies have been released to their families for burial or cremation. Investigations into the circumstances of the deaths are ongoing as authorities work to confirm the cause of the tragic incident. Reporting for Headline News Update, Dale Jarvis.
Thanks, Dale. Police have arrested 30-year-old Neldon Niblet, the man suspected of murdering his reputed wife, Anurada Khatun, on Saturday night at their Best Village home on the west coast of Demerara. Niblet, who fled the scene, was apprehended hours after and is currently in custody awaiting charges. The alleged murder took place around 11:30 p.m. Saturday night. Khatun, a 34-year-old fruit vendor, and Niblet, a 30-year-old fisherman, had been in a common-law relationship for 5 years. On the night of the incident, Niblet returned home intoxicated, leading to an argument after Khatun confronted him about his drinking. The argument escalated and Niblet allegedly stabbed Khatun in the throat with a knife. Khatun's 12-year-old son raised the alarm after hearing his mother scream. She was rushed to the West Demerara Regional Hospital by family members but was pronounced dead on arrival. Police found a kitchen knife at the scene and confirmed a stab wound to Khatun's throat. Niblet fled the scene at the time of the incident but was subsequently apprehended. Stick around when we return. Guyana launches gender-based violence mobile remote unit in Mabura, and pharmacies selling antibiotics without prescriptions may face shutdowns, says Health Minister.
Experience more than award-winning speed.
Way more.
Get the best that LTE has to offer on Digicel, officially the fastest mobile network in Guyana. Ookla, the company behind Speedtest, recognizes Digicel as the best mobile network in Guyana. With the best LTE experience and the fastest data speeds, experience it all with Digicel, the award-winning network for everyone, everywhere.
Good girl forget things.
What's the problem, Granny?
I want money for borrow for those surgery. I was dancing and I fall and fracture my hip.
If you need some quick money, you should check Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop.
Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop, lot 238 South Road Border, Georgetown. Get jewelry made to order in just 72 hours. We also accept vehicles. Lender's, best rates, longest payback period.
Boys, I get through. Plus, I could dance again.
Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop.
Hello, my fellow TikToker followers. Here's credit. And today, all we will be making Chinese noodles with peppies, chow mein, chicken fritters, and spice cake. For the noodles, all of these will be using peppies, black pepper, cashew,
Chinese sauce, soy sauce, garlic sauce, paprika, Chinese seasoning, chow mein seasoning, fried spice, and our porpoise seasoning.
Next, this chicken that we marinated, soak for all you don't know nothing with peppies, green seasoning, miracle seasoning,
Pepper sauce, chicken seasoning, paprika, garlic powder, jerk seasoning, black pepper, onion powder, and ginger powder, and document plantain flour. And then this butter we make with this quick piece powder, and we
boil in high. We serve with peppies, barbecue sauce. Radica went to the supermarket and she proper buy up enough things. She feels she alone can cook, but she routine even wrong. He shaped like a guy in a map.
Peppies has a wide range of ingredients available at supermarkets nationwide. Peppies, we put the pep back into your kitchen.
Furnishing your home or office has never been easier. Here at Kissoon's, our inventory of locally made and imported furniture, offered at amazing prices, will leave you wanting more. From vinyl, floor rugs and carpets, bedroom, dining and living room sets, mattresses, pillows, office desk, chairs and filing cabinets, outdoor benches and tables. We have a piece of furniture for every room imaginable in your home or office. Check out our flagship store at Industrial Site Rijnveld or one of our branches in New Amsterdam, Port Morant, Riverton and Camp Street. Kissoon's Furniture, furnishing homes for over 50 years.
Sneakily with a gift of sight from Modern Optical Services. Let our professional team examine and prescribe what's best for your eyes. Common smiles make fashionable faces. See us for a full line of optical services, including brand name and prescription eyewear. Modern Optical Services, 316 Middle Street, Georgetown. Telephone 226-1082.
Welcome back. The Ministry of Human Services and Social Security, in collaboration with the United Nations Population Fund, celebrated the official opening of the Gender-Based Violence Mobile Remote Unit in Kans Hill, Mabura Region 1. Key officials, including Minister Dr. Vindir Prasad and EU Ambassador Mr. Rennie Van Ness, attended the event, which marked a significant step in addressing gender-based violence in remote and indigenous communities. The Gender-Based Violence Mobile Remote Unit aims to provide immediate support to survivors of gender-based violence, offering comprehensive services such as intervention, medical assistance, counseling, legal support, and shelter. This initiative mirrors the successful Hope and Justice Center in Region 4 and underscores the ministry's commitment to eradicating gender-based violence nationwide. Speaking at the event, Minister Prasad emphasized the government's dedication to combating gender-based violence and ensuring inclusivity across all communities. The unit is expected to enhance reporting mechanisms, support systems for survivors, and community awareness of gender-based violence prevention, contributing to a cultural shift towards gender equality. With plans to commission similar centers in other regions, the ministry remains focused on monitoring the unit's impact and effectiveness in advancing gender-based violence response strategies throughout Guyana. In other news, in response to growing concerns over antimicrobial resistance, Health Minister Dr. Frank Anthony announced that pharmacies selling antibiotics without prescriptions might soon face shutdowns. Antimicrobial resistance occurs when bacteria, viruses, parasites, and fungi that cause diseases stop responding to medication because of misuse or overuse. Speaking at the Guyana Pharmacists Association Annual Pharmacist Convention on Sunday, Dr. Anthony emphasized the urgency of addressing the misuse and overuse of antibiotics. The Ministry of Health, in collaboration with the Pan American Health Organization, is drafting a new medicine regulations bill. Once in effect, this bill will revolutionize the food and drug system by enhancing medication registration, monitoring side effects, and ensuring a steady and controlled supply of antibiotics. Dr. Anthony highlighted the dangers of counterfeit medications and the importance of stopping pharmacies from selling antibiotics without proper prescriptions, as this practice contributes to drug resistance. The new regulations could see authorities soon shutting down pharmacies selling these drugs over the counter to help resolve the issue. As part of the global effort to combat antimicrobial resistance, an upcoming UN meeting will be dedicated to this pressing issue. The new bill, once enacted, will pave the way for stricter enforcement and ensure compliance with long-standing regulations. The health minister is optimistic that the active participation of pharmacies, healthcare professionals, and individuals involved in the distribution and use of antibiotics will help curb the misuse of antibiotics and combat the growing threat of antimicrobial resistance. Don't go away after the break. Russia tells U.S. ambassador it will retaliate over Sevastopol missile strikes, and U.S. abortion debate 2 years since Supreme Court overturned Roe's law.
Not a single bar of service.
Not with us. Digicel officially has the best mobile coverage in Guyana. Ookla, the company behind Speed Test, recognizes Digicel as the network with the best mobile coverage in Guyana. Be it in Aishalton or in Etteringbang, we got you covered.
Digicel, the award-winning network for everyone, everywhere.
Hello, my fellow TikToker followers. He is Credit, and today all we will be making Chinese noodles with peppies, chow mein, chicken fritters, and spice cake. For the noodles, all of these will be using peppies, black pepper, cashew,
Chinese sauce, soy sauce, garlic sauce, paprika, Chinese seasoning, chow mein seasoning, white spice, and our porpoise seasoning.
Next, this chicken that we marinated, soak for all you don't know nothing, with peppies, green seasoning, miracle seasoning,
Pepper sauce, chicken seasoning, paprika, garlic powder, dark seasoning, black pepper, onion powder, and ginger powder, and document planting flour, and then this butter we make with this quick piece powder, and we
boil in high. We serve with peppies, barbecue sauce. Raddy go into the supermarket and she papa buy up enough things. She feels she alone can cook, but she routine even wrong. She shaped like a guy in a map.
Peppies has a wide range of ingredients available at supermarkets nationwide. Peppies, we put the pep back into your kitchen.
Good girl forget things.
What's the problem, Granny?
I want money for borrow for those surgery. I was dancing and I fall and fracture my hip.
If you need some quick money, you should check Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop.
Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop, Lot 238 South Road Border, Georgetown. Get jewelry made to order in just 72 hours. We also accept vehicles. Lender's, best rates, longest payback period.
Boys, I get through. Plus, I could dance again.
Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop.
Sneakily with a gift of sight from Modern Optical Services. Let our professional team examine and prescribe what's best for your eyes. Our smiles make fashionable faces. See us for a full line of optical services, including brand name and prescription eyewear. Modern Optical Services. 316 Mill Street, Georgetown. Telephone 226-1082.
Furnishing your home or office has never been easier. Here at Kissoon's, our inventory of locally made and imported furniture, offered at amazing prices, will leave you wanting more. From vinyl, floor rugs and carpets, bedroom, dining and living room sets, mattresses, pillows, office desk, chairs and filing cabinets, outdoor benches and tables. We have a piece of furniture for every room imaginable in your home or office. Check out our flagship store at Industrial Site Rijnveld or one of our branches in New Amsterdam, Port Morant, Riverton and Camp Street. Kissoon's Furniture, furnishing homes for over 50 years.
Welcome back. Now we take a look at what's happening in the region and around the world. Police in Belize are investigating a shooting at the Roaring Creek police station in Cayo district, which occurred last Sunday. Several suspects are being sought and a motive is still unclear. Belize Police Commissioner Chester Williams condemned the attack and emphasized the need to bring the perpetrators to justice. The incident involved gunshots fired at the station, causing damage but no injuries. 3 people have been detained for questioning, but no concrete evidence has been found against them as yet. Police are reviewing surveillance footage and considering whether the attack was personal. The investigation is ongoing. A contingent of Kenyan police is departing for a controversial mission in Haiti to combat the influence of powerful criminal gangs that have brought turmoil and violence to the Caribbean nation. This is the first contingent out of 1,000 police officers that Kenya expects to send. Al Jazeera's Barbara Angopa reports.
Kenyan President William Ruto waved off the first contingent of police officers for a UN-backed mission to bring armed gangs in Haiti under control. That's despite a Kenyan court declaring the deployment unconstitutional in January and a pending ruling to block the mission.
Your performance in this assignment must be a firm statement of Kenya's capability and contribution to global peace and security, and a clear response to doubters and naysayers about your competence, integrity, and professionalism, as well as our nation's credentials.
Kenyan police will be leading a peacekeeping mission in Haiti, where armed gangs control 80% of the capital Port-au-Prince. More than 2,500 people were killed in the first 3 months of the year, in a surge of violence that forced Haiti's Prime Minister, Ariel Henry, to step down in March. More than 500,000 Haitians were displaced in the mayhem. Some are skeptical whether foreign troops alone can bring stability.
It is not the foreigners that will solve our problems. It is up to us to come up with solutions. But still, we accept the help because we cannot go anywhere, because so many areas of the country are lawless.
The UN Security Council says several countries, including the Bahamas, Bangladesh and Barbados, have offered to send officers to join the Kenyan force in Haiti. The mission will cost $600 million a year. Barbara Angopa, Al Jazeera.
Meanwhile, in the U.S., the abortion debate is raging in the run-up to this year's presidential elections. 2 years on from an historic Supreme Court ruling, laws vary significantly from state to state, with some imposing near-total bans. Al Jazeera's Rob Reynolds reports.
When do we want them? On the second anniversary of the decision overturning women's constitutional right to abortion, supporters of reproductive rights demonstrated in front of the Supreme Court. Demonstrators also protested in New York, Georgia, Colorado, and elsewhere. And President Joe Biden released an attack ad.
What Donald Trump has to say about reproductive health care is terrifying.
In Maryland, Vice President Kamala Harris used her training as a former prosecutor to blast former President Donald Trump.
In the case of the stealing of reproductive freedom from the women of America, Donald Trump is guilty.
Trump appointed 3 conservative justices to the court, making the ruling possible, as he boasted recently to a conservative Christian group.
Thanks to these justices, we have also achieved what the pro-life movement fought to get for 49 years, and we've gotten abortion out of the federal government and back to the states.
In the past 2 years, 14 states have banned abortion, with others restricting when an abortion can be performed during pregnancy. Conservative Republicans also seek bans on in vitro fertilization and abortion medications. New polls show a sharp increase in Americans changing their minds about abortion rights.
You're seeing people who might have called themselves pro-life before see things like the restrictions on IVF, and they had no idea that that was the kind of world they were entering into.
Women are speaking out. A Texas woman had to flee the state for a legal abortion when one of the twins she was carrying was dying.
We're sounding the alarm about what is already happening and what has happened to us.
Arizona is a crucial swing state that Biden won by a hair's breadth 10,000 vote margin in 2020. Harris traveled there Monday to give a speech on reproductive rights. Pro-choice activists are working to put a measure enshrining abortion rights on the ballot in Arizona in November.
These bans are impacting people who thought that they were pro-life.
Activists hope the referendum will drive otherwise disenchanted voters to the polls. That would give Biden a significant advantage.
The only way that we can protect reproductive freedom in Arizona and nationwide is to re-elect President Biden and Vice President Harris.
In a closely fought election, abortion rights could be the deciding issue. Rob Reynolds, Al Jazeera.
Finally, Russia has blamed the United States for a barbaric attack in Crimea that relied on U.S.-provided missiles and killed at least 4, including children, and wounded 151 others. Russia's foreign ministry summoned U.S. Ambassador Lynn Tracy on Monday and accused the U.S. of waging a proxy war and said retaliatory measures would definitely follow. Al Jazeera's Imran Ola Khan reports.
Scenes from Crimea, where debris from missiles fired from Ukraine rained down on beachgoers, killing several and injuring over 100 more. Russia describing the attack as barbaric. Taking to the microphone at the United Nations, Russia's ambassador repeating the message coming out of Moscow, that the United States is responsible.
Ukraine launched 5 US-supplied ATACMS missiles armed with cluster munitions. All flight missions were introduced by the US experts based on the US satellite intelligence. An American Global Hawk UAV was patrolling the airspace over the Crimean Peninsula. The beach area packed with peaceful citizens enjoying their weekend and Orthodox holiday was hit. Fire came from the sky on unprotected people who had nowhere to hide.
Washington says it provides the weapons, but Ukraine decides how and when to use them.
We provide weapons to Ukraine so it can defend its sovereign territory against armed aggression. That includes in Crimea, which of course is part of Ukraine. And Russia could stop this war today and end the suffering caused by the war Russia launched today if it would stop its occupation of sovereign Ukrainian territory and stop launching attacks on civilians.
Analysts say how deeply the U.S. is involved in the attack might be hard to determine.
With regards to direct involvement of the United States of America, well, let's put it this way, any weapon system that is using GPS technically, indirectly, is using U.S. data, and this eventually will also have to include some Russian-manufactured weapons that have been used in this war. With regards to technicians, U.S. technicians programming the weapons, this is highly unlikely.
The Russian Foreign Ministry summoned the U.S. ambassador over what it sees as direct involvement in the conflict. Moscow has vowed the attack cannot be without consequences. Imran Ullah Khan, Al Jazeera.
This brings us to the end of the regional and global news coverage. Up next is the 30-minute forecast. And that's Safe TV2 Headline News for this Tuesday evening. As we take our leave, we invite you to follow us on Facebook and YouTube. You can tune in tomorrow at 6:30 a.m. for a rebroadcast and 7 p.m. for more news. Until then, please take care of yourself and each other.